Yeah, it's quite interesting that even the way you say it, even accessibility of devices is something else.
Yeah.
Apart from that, we are building solutions for Africa. Also, we have to acknowledge accessibility of devices is quite not where it should be in the continent.
Yes.
It's getting there, but then
Still
you
very-
find maybe someone who is who has a salon and maybe they don't have a smartphone, but they need to keep a record. So it's a bit. It's a very hard conversation. But
yeah, exactly. I was working for a company here called 1 Acre Fund that deals a lot with the smallhold farmers.
Yeah.
So in the rural areas, we had decided mainly to do a lot of the communication with the farmers using the USSD on the phone, because they don't have the smartphone, so they could check the balance of their loans or do different transactions through the USSD. But the one thing that we were consistently being told, and I think is still true, is that smartphone adoption will continually exponentially increase. I guess it's going to get better and better and better every year. So ideally, a lot of those problems will kind of resolve over time. I think we're still some ways away, though.
Yeah. I think the penetration also of internet and also those things also matter in terms of how this and also affordability of devices is something else.
Yeah.
And affordability of the internet is another thing. So I think relatively the usage has gone up.
I'm excited. We have the Starlink internet now. I haven't tried it, but I don't know if it's good or bad. But different options are good. Sometimes the telecom monopoly sometimes can charge the high prices, and then you have
poor services.
When I'm deciding on like setting up an office, which internet service provider are we going to use? I tend to tell the team, well, they're all going to be bad. They're all going to have outages and not work so well. So you have to just pick one. Usually the low, the cheapest, and then you have to just live with the power outages and all these things. But it's improved a lot since at least when I first came to Kenya, it was so surprising to me because the U.S. has had good internet for a long time, since the 90s, I would say. And then when I first came to Kenya, my wife and I were trying to watch a movie, and we would watch like 10 seconds of the movie, and then it would buffer, and then we'd watch another 10 seconds. We had these things where it took us like 4 hours to watch an hour and a half movie because it was just the internet was so slow. Now it's very seamless. Everything is, the last 10 years, I would say it's really improved a lot.
Yeah, it also stems to policies around also internet use and also what governments are looking in terms of internal policies and political alignment. I think during Kibaki's time, we had like a very exponential growth in terms of infrastructure, both roads, both internet. I think the gradual change and growth started there.
Yeah.
It has improved a lot. I think competition is also making it better.
Yeah, but that's what I noticed even because once the Starlink came out, then my provider, they came and they told me I was getting double my internet speed for free. They didn't even ask me to sign anything. They're doubling your internet speed, probably because they didn't want me to go to any place else. So, but that's a good incentive because now it's harder to switch providers when you have a bigger package that you can deal with.
And then also you have to look at the acquisition cost. If you need to switch also the other things, you also don't know how reliable they are. So
exactly.
At least now you've been grounded by you. But it's very interesting that they have to give you good services just
exactly.
because someone else has come to the market.
Yeah, exactly. Which is, it's kind of sad in a way, right? Because it takes that competition. They, a lot of these companies, they, and I won't name any companies particularly, but they do like a bad job. The internet goes out, you call them. Oh, we have the fiber's been cut. The system's down, and then they still make you pay for all the full month, even if you're down for 2 or 3 days. You're still gonna have to pay. That they don't give you any kind of
there's no
promotion code or
yeah.
anything. There's no compensation for them having you down. And then when you have a business, I know. Even outside the internet, I had terrible problems with Kenya Power. Like I mean, we all know that the power situation that we have, but. There was days when I'm running a tech business and a lot of working from home. kind of managing the team, and so need to be up all the time. And then there's just times when power outages for 6 days out of a month maybe or something, and no response, nothing. And so and all these companies they don't have any incentive because they're the monopoly. There's no competition to Kenya Power. There's no.
I think we should go off grid. you know.